am
Okay.
recording now.
Okay.
So I'm going on the full screen
Don't ask me
record.
to introduce myself. I don't want anybody to know who I am.
What? Well, tough luck there, because I can see your name.
Do I have to be like, oh my god, my name's Maya and I'm a fangirl on the internet with no life, no bitches,
No,
no money, no
you just,
education.
you just have to say who you are, what you do, instead of being self-deprecating. Okay?
I
So,
can try.
you could do it. All right, we're actually starting it now. We're actually doing it.
What if they don't like me?
Maya interview, take one.
There's gonna be a lot of hate.
Maya interview, take two.
My name is Maya, and I make Instagram edits of YouTubers and other celebrities that I look up to.
All right, perfect. So that's a good little introduction. Now we're gonna start with the questions, all right? So for the
Okay.
questions, uh, what we're basically gonna do is I'll ask the question, and
Okay.
you just say everything you want to say after that, okay? I won't
When you just
interrupt
cut
you.
out, when you just cut out whatever is stupid.
Yep, I'll cut out whatever is stupid.
Please don't make me look stupid.
I'm not gonna make you look stupid. Don't worry.
Okay, I
It
appreciate it.
it's simply for a fandom class, okay? Fandoms and fan cultures, okay? So if anything, any nerdy stuff that you want to talk about, that like, oh, okay, there we go. All right, you're back. Uh, any nerdy or geeky stuff that you think is embarrassing, that's what they want to know. That's the good part, okay?
Okay.
They want to know that. So don't be shy or nervous at all to express like any of your nerdy little interests, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You got this, okay? You got this.
Mm-hmm.
So, question number one, okay? You make fan content for the simple enjoyment of others enjoying the content you make within a certain fan base. What do you enjoy about making fan content without any monetary reward?
I think the fan base interaction is what really does it for me. Feeling connected or feeling like belong somewhere with a bunch of people that are exactly like me makes me feel really good. Pretty much my whole life, I've kind of been like the black sheep of the family. I've been bullied a lot and never really fit in anywhere. But making this account and then interacting with people who like the same things as me, who are pretty much like me, kind of made me feel really good, you know? And when I came back from school, I had people to talk to, even though they were on the opposite side of the world, some of them. I actually have a connection with people who understand my likes and don't think it's weird or make fun of me for it in any way.
All right, so you feel like a sense of connectivity that you don't usually feel with anyone else. You feel
Yeah.
connected to the fan base in a very special way. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Hmm. I mean, I am not normal about any piece of media that I consume. I will edit, retweet every single piece of fan art, read every piece of fan fiction I will find to fill the empty void in my heart to feel something.
Empty void in your heart.
And kind of to find other people that are also like that and to have people to talk about, like, oh my god, the latest episode of this, wasn't that crazy? And then actually having people to be like, oh my god, theorize what happened, or just like make edits of this cool thing that came out that nobody else seems to really get excited about but me.
So, what strives you like beyond just watching content that not everybody likes? What drives you to actively make and participate in a fandom and make content for that fan base beyond just consuming the canon material as is.
I don't know. I feel like it's just part of me liking things. At some point, I hyperfixate on it so bad that the only relief of that hyperfixation is to just create as much content as I can, than having other people liking what I'm doing, and then also like making things for me, and like kind of like interacting with me, kind of like we bond over that sort of fan base bond that we have, sort of deal.
So the game that you have is through bond, through friendship.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right, cool. That was a pretty good answer. You're doing good. You're you're
I'm
doing
not.
good.
I,
Okay.
I'm not that good.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. Okay.
I don't. I don't blabble as much as Austin, I guess.
I mean, honey, when I was making the Maya documentary for you, I had both people who went on and on and on, and people who just said very little. I've had people from all sorts of like the social spectrum, and you know what? They still give pretty good answers, whether it's 30 minutes or 3 minutes. You still get the point across, you know?
Yeah.
So, uh, would you say that maybe these hyperfixations that you talk about, where you say like, oh, you get hyperfixated on something, would you say that that's maybe another word for passion that you have?
Yeah. I just have too much love to give for things, and I get so overwhelmed by like how much I love things that I kind of have to express it, or else I will go insane. Am I
So,
wrong? Listen, Sonic 3 trailer. Am I wrong?
so you make uh, so you make this content out of just passion for the source material.
Yeah. Yeah, that sums it up. Yeah.
All right, cool. So second question is going to be, how do fans interact or respond with your edits? Have you made any connections in your fan base because of your content? Oh boy, she's cracking fingers for this.
Well, the comments are always lovely. Like I said, I have met a lot of really lovely people through this account, and they always comment through my edits and support me. And some have made edits for me specifically. I love those. Those are lovely. And I've made a really good friends there. One of them I actually met in person this year after just talking to her online for 7 years. I finally got to meet her in person, and it was magical. Honestly, it was like I've already met her before. Like she was just some childhood friend. Like it just felt so normal, the connection we have. It just felt like I've already met her, which is crazy because when you think about it, if some Irish man didn't make a YouTube video one day, I would have never met this lovely girl. And that is like some butterfly effect stuff. Like that's crazy to think about.
So, what? So earlier when you're first answering the question, you mentioned that people made edits for you, that people
Yeah.
specifically. So you and your little fan base, they you interact through edits.
Pretty much, yeah. Whether it's like I've had a few people make edits of me for my birthday and then post it on their account being like happy birthday, and it's just edits of photos of me, and I'm like, oh my god, that's me, and then I do the same on their birthdays and so on and so forth.
So this kind of like fan edit culture, it sort of transcends just making fan content for whatever material you're a fan of. It actually becomes a very personal thing between different creators. It sounds like it
Yeah.
becomes like very connective on a personal level.
Yeah, it's kind of like a support group when you think about it, for like nerdy, weird kids who never fit in, and we all just kind of found each other in this little YouTube editing community, and we were all kind of just like, "Hey, you're weird, I'm weird. want to hang out, and it's like, yeah.
And you two, and you all bond through that similar weirdness, that similar taste
Yeah,
in media.
yeah, exactly.
Do you want to expand on it a little bit more if you can?
How would you like me to expand on it? Like,
Uh, just talking about the bond that you've built with the people who make this similar content. Like how did it turn from you just making content and the other person making content to you making like personal connection to actually making edits about each other? Like how did that form, you know?
honestly, I don't even remember. We started talking like years ago, probably like 2017. Was when we first started texting each other, and we just at first we were kind of just bonding over like Jacksepticeye videos and Markiplier videos, being like, "Did you see this new video? Oh my god, that's crazy!" And then as time went on, we slowly started talking because I feel like we were most of us didn't really have any friends at the time because cringe culture, right? Everybody was like, "Oh, can't do that. You can't like things. That's cringy. You're an outcast because you actively like show off the things you like. Like that's weird. We don't like that. Be blonde with long hair. Wear crop tops and leggings. Do go to Starbucks. And if you don't do any of those things, then you're just nothing." But in this little community that I found myself in, you can be anything, whoever the hell you want. Nobody will care because they're also being who they are, so they'll accept you open arms. So our way, since most of us are like pretty far away, like one of my friends that I met in person, she's all the way in Europe. So our way of talking would be making edits or and like tagging each other in it, being like made this for you or whatever, whatever. And that would kind of be how the friendship kind of formed into just a little like, oh wow, did you see this video? To more like something more like an actual like bond
So
that
kind
like
of
you
like
can like.
a slow buildup of like you're making edits and then you notice each other's edits, you like it, then you start
Yeah,
tagging, then you start
yeah,
DMing
exactly.
saying, I like your edit too is pretty cool. And you just start talking about just random topics in DMs and then that
Yeah,
blossoms
yeah.
into
It's
a
like
friendship.
it's like making friends IRL, except it's a bit more difficult because all the way the opposite side of the world, right? You can't like just walk to each other's house and be like, "Hey, I want to hang out." Like, didn't really work that way.
I would almost argue that making a friendship through these kinds of edits is actually easier than the real world in the way that what you mentioned earlier is that whenever you're trying to make friends in the real world, you don't really know what they like or who they are as a person. So there's this expectation to constantly be normal or constantly be like a
Yeah,
stereotypical type of person. But when you're
yeah,
meeting someone through these edits, through this fan content, you already have broken that barrier and showed your
yeah.
interest right off the bat.
You don't have to be scared to tell people like, I'm 20 years old and I'm a fan of I don't know Sonic or like Hell of a Boss or any of those things because cringe culture doesn't exist here. You can be free, be cringe, no like what you like. Nobody cares because they're doing the same thing. And then everybody's bonding by things they like because nobody judges you. Because you're all here. Like, what's more cringe than making an Instagram edit account about like an Irish YouTuber who screams at video games? Like, everybody's doing these things, making accounts to show off their passion for their hyperfixations. We're all on the same boat, whether it's like an anime account or I don't know, like an anime account, a movie account, a YouTuber account. Who cares? We're all like making edits for our passions, and that's what we bond over.
Perfect. That was
Yeah.
perfect. That was a
Okay. So
perfect
I
answer.
tried. I'm trying so hard right now.
No, you're doing great. You're doing really great.
I
Okay.
really like the part with the long blonde hair and crop tops and Lululemons.
Oh yeah, most of this I'm probably gonna leave in. Like with Austin's, I'm probably gonna have to cut off a little bit because he goes on for quite a bit. But you're getting all the base points in, you're explaining your base points. I'm probably gonna leave most of this into the final cut.
Yeah, like there's no expectation to like be this perfect thing. Like when you meet someone for the first time, like you're going on a first date or whatever, and you're like, it's like you're a guy and you're like 5'9", you tell the girl on the first date, I'm 6 foot. Like you don't have to worry about that because people won't judge you. Be 5'9". Be proud of it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, that went off track.
because you've already no, it works because you've already broken the most embarrassing barrier of a friendship, which is the kind of stuff that you're into, the kind of stuff that you like, you know. Oh, I really like this property. I really like this YouTuber. I really like this movie. You've
Yeah,
already broken all of those barriers by just existing and making content online. So making friendships in that way is fairly easy, I would say, because any sort of physical attributes that you have almost come secondary, and they
yeah,
don't really matter as much because everyone's in the same boat as you. Everybody
exactly.
has had a similar reason for why they go on and make this kind of content.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go into question three now.
Oh my
So,
god, is it already? We're only at question 3.
oh yeah, it's 3 out of 4 questions.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. So question three is, do you think you have formed a fan base of your own, separate from the larger fan base who are dedicated to seeing your individual content made by you? So, sorry, let me rephrase that a bit.
No, I
Um,
got it.
yeah, do you think that you've formed your own smaller fan base within the larger fan base of YouTuber content? Like, do you think you
That's
have your own dedicated group?
kind of tough to say because my account was never really that big. It was a pretty small account, and the only kind of like I guess fan base that I have would be the friends that I have made, which were like like a handful. But I'm not sure if I really had people that looked forward to my edits really, except for Milu. But I like to think that I did. Like in a way, if I never made that account, I wouldn't have met one of my like bestest friends ever. In a way, I think that's a win, right?
Yeah. So, in a way, you did kind of have a smaller fan base of your own, with people making content or edits about you specifically, or tagging you in these edits, or even just commenting saying, "Oh, that's a cool edit. Can't wait for the next one." Like that is building a smaller fan base in and of itself.
Yeah, so yeah, I never really made the account with the intention of like becoming popular or having like this sort of fan base for myself. I just made it to share my passion for, these YouTubers that I love desperately and the shows that I love as well and other things. I just wanted to show off the way I love with the only way I know how to, making things.
Oh, that was pretty good. Um,
Like,
so you would say that you have like a small, like little, like
a
remnant
little,
of people, like a little
very
clique,
puny.
but it's still there. But it's still a fan base, right?
Yeah, like when I think of face, I think of like PewDiePie or something, and I'm just like,
Oh yeah,
nah.
those those types of fan bases are like at the top of the tree trunk, but where it's like, oh, there's millions of people following those just that one person. But for you, I would say yours is part of a fan base that's within an actual fan base of itself. Where
Yeah,
yeah, of course it's smaller, but it is a very dedicated little group of people. As you said, um some of those people who did become fans of yours became some of the closest people in your life because it's such a small group.
yeah,
There's so much more connectivity.
yeah. Which also another thing I just thought about was I almost deleted that account because I just I just didn't really felt the joy in editing it anymore because I wasn't really getting the attention. Sorry. I wasn't getting the attention anymore. On my edits and stuff, and I was debating on deleting it because I'm like, not feeling it. But then I had this person comment on it on one of my edits, one of my favorite ones I've ever made. Actually, it's ironic. And they commented on it saying, "I come back every day to watch this. Please don't ever delete this." And I swore to myself, like, I'm never gonna delete this account till the day I die. This thing's gonna remain here as like, what's the word? Like a monument of what was.
Yeah, like a kind of like a time capsule in a way.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, cool. Now we're on to the last question, number four. All right. So last
yeah.
question. Have you ever gotten any larger recognition from official creators from your works?
Ah, yes. My favorite one's gotta be Thomas Sanders. He's a YouTuber and he made this series called Sanders Sides, which is basically all different versions of himself as emotions, all like talking to each other. And there's like plot, there's episodes and it's really interesting. There's like anxiety, there's creativity, that sort of thing. And as one year for Halloween, I dressed up as one of his emotions, anxiety. I painted the jacket that he wears in the series, and I dyed my hair purple for it. Went all out, and just to wake up in the morning and see that he posted the photos that I took of my Halloween costume on his Instagram story and said that I did a good job on my sweater. That I woke my parents up at like 5 in the morning, screaming, and they didn't know what I was talking about. But that was definitely like highlight, like best Halloween of my life. I got noticed by Thomas Sanders. Like, damn, that was cool.
All
And
right.
I had other like content creators kind of like my comments that I leave on their posts. Like I've had the Cloak brand, which is a clothing brand that Jacksepticeye and Markiplier have worked on.
Mm-hmm.
Like my comments, and I've also donated to Thankmas which is like a live stream that anybody can do like every year in around December. I donate $20 to Jacksepticeye's live stream every year, and sometimes you can see my name pop up in the corner of the screen, like my Copeland donated $20, and I'm still waiting for him to notice and say my name out loud.
And have you ever gotten any larger recognition from specifically the edits? Have any creators ever noticed your edits?
I think I've had this was a really long time ago. I made an edit of Elton Casty, which he used to make videos with Sam and Colby, and I had
Mm-hmm.
him like my posts, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Elton!" And I believe I've had Thomas Sanders did like the post that I did of me dressed up as one of his characters before putting it on his story, so he did the like and the story repost, which is still like one of my biggest accomplishments.
All right, so yeah, you have actually gotten recognition from official creators from just the type of ways you express your fandom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, I think that answers pretty much all of it then. So yeah, we did
Do I
it.
make an outro? Can I make an outro?
Speak your heart out.
I wanna I wanna make a PSA to all my little nerds out there who are scared to show how weird they are, or scared to like things, or tell people that they're really excited for the Sonic 3 trailer, or whatever. Don't be ashamed. Don't if these people can't handle your weird, if you're a freak. They are not the people for you. Find your people. Like what you like. Wear whatever you want. Who literally cares? Cringe culture is dead. I read fan fiction every night before going to bed. I'm not ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Like what you like. Who cares? We live in a tiny rock in the middle of space. Don't be scared to like things. Don't be scared to wear pins on your backpack of fandoms that you like. Don't be scared to dye your hair funky colors or wear some weird jewelry that you made. Just go out there and just do it.
That was beautiful. That was a really beautiful little speech you had at the end
Stop.
there.
Stop
That was a really good
it.
speech. All
Yeah.
right, I'm ending the recording now. Yeah, bye bye. Bye
Can I be in your class, sir, teacher? Can I be in your
bye.
class?